Hello and welcome to Live Notes, an introduction to Imperial College's Lunchtime concert series, run by the Blyth Centre for Music and Visual Arts. My name is Ian Watson. I'm an accordionist, composer and conductor. Today I'm going to introduce Bartosz Głowacki and talk to him about his performance, which includes works by Scarlatti, the ever-popular Piazzolla, and a world premiere from the Polish composer Jerzy Jurowski. Hi Bartosz, how are you?
Hi. I'm really well. Thank you so much. As you can see, the lockdown and all the issues made me growing my beard even longer and the hairs. But apart from that, yeah, we are all in the music industry trying to work, trying to survive. So it's all good. So I'm really happy to play for you.
Great, fantastic. And you're going to start, let's just jump straight in. You're going to start with Scarlatti, the beautiful A major sonata. And you've also got works by Bach, J.S. Bach and Marcello dotted through the programme. Can you tell us a little bit about why Baroque repertoire works so well with the accordion?
It's both. From the technical point of view, accordion is a keyboard instrument with left-hand side and right-hand sides with the buttons or piano keyboard manual. So it's kind of natural for us to transcribe music written for harpsichord, for organ, for keyboard instruments. But at the same time, accordion is also a reed instrument, wind instrument, which is similar to the organ. In principle, and I think that's why this music works. There is no sustain pedal in this music, so often we struggle with works from romantic period of time, but Baroque I think works really well for accordion.
Yeah, I agree. And it's fantastic as an accordionist to have this repertoire to draw upon because, you know, we do play a relatively young instrument with original repertoire from the last 70, 80 years, really. So to be able to sort of mine this resource of Baroque repertoire is fantastic for us, I think. Particularly in something like the Scarlatti, the A major, you know, it's so lyrical, and the sustaining quality of the accordion is able to really draw out those lines, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah, the quality also with the accordion to be able to build the phrase and to have a dynamic within the phrase. That's I think something which adds fresh new lights to this music because often with the period instruments that was the struggle when there was dynamic of the blocks, so piano, forte, and nothing between. You cannot move within the phrase on the keyboard instruments from Baroque, but with accordion you have this ability, and that's good. Adds a lot of sonoristic ideas and new sounds.
Yes, fantastic. So moving on, you will then, after Scarlatti, we get the fantastic, well, I always call it the wrecked cathedral, but I think you've translated it as the destroyed cathedral by Trojan.
Exactly. It's by Václav Trojan, Czech composer. It's kind of one of the really early examples of the original accordion music. It was written in 1963, so it's still the time where not many composers were writing for accordion in original form. So Václav wrote this piece for Milan Blacha, and from his word, he visited Dresden, and he said, "When I saw the wreckage of Dresden, I became pensive, and I was on the verge of the tears." So for him, it was really devastating experience to go to Dresden to see his friend, where he see the city which he often visited before the 1945, and that piece reflects kind of on the image of the accordion as a portable organ. So as we said before, so from Baroque music we move to this piece which is originally written, and it reflects on the sound of the ideas of accordion being like an organ.
Yeah, it has this wonderful simple theme at the start, doesn't it? I think we're in A minor. And one of my favourite moments, that theme comes back all the way through the piece. One of my favourite moments in the piece is when you get it at the very depths of the bass end. It has a really ominous moment. And then later in the piece, the cascading chords that come down chromatically really feel like bombs raining down on the cathedral, don't they?
Yeah. It's really well written piece for the instrument, and I think all the rest of his music is really fantastic, really imaginative, I would say.
Yeah, there's the fairy tale concerto, isn't there? That's very nice as well.
Yeah, exactly.
And now Mądrowski, is it Jerzy Mądrowski?
Jerzy Mądrowski.
Really... I was nowhere near.
But he's an accordion player, great teacher. He teaches at Music Academy in Kielce in Poland. After many years of successful career as an accordionist and a teacher, he started composing. So he did a couple of solo pieces, chamber music with use of the accordion, and accordion concerto. So this is another addition to the repertoire with 3 pieces for solo accordion. Really interesting one. I would say those 3 little pieces are all in different style, but they connect to the same idea of Polish dances. So we've got Polonaise, famous dance made really famous by Frédéric Chopin in the concert halls, and then Meditation, which was written in April 2020, as we know, as a beginning of a COVID. It reflects meditation on what's going on and what's future is going to happen for us. But also in the melodic line of this short second movement of this piece, you can hear the dance of Kujawiak, another Polish traditional dance. And Finale is really fast, really strong, virtuosic little piece, which is in the dance of Obertas.
Oh, fantastic. It's great to have a world premiere in the programme. It's, as accordionists, we're trying to commission new repertoire all the time, really, aren't we? Because, we need to expand the repertoire to be able to keep presenting varied programmes, because as we've touched on, we are a young instrument. And talking of new repertoire, you move on to the Vlasov Archipelago Gulag. This is a very graphic piece, isn't it? I've seen you perform it before with a screen and an animation on the screen. Can you tell us a little bit about the piece, about the movements?
Yeah, so the piece itself, it's called Archipelago Gulag, and by Viktor Vlasov. He wrote it in 2001, so it's a relatively new piece. He's also accordionist, and he teaches at Odessa in the Music Academy there. Well, the itself is really hard on the subject, and the subject is really difficult to take on, but it was inspired by the novel by Alexander Solzhenitsyn with the same title, and it talks about the forced labor camps in Soviet Russia, where the horrors of these camps Vlasov tried to transport into sound, into music. So we've got 5 movements in general. I will play for you 2 movements. The second movement, which is a stage, is the foot stage, prisoners walking. Often the prisoners were moved from one colony to another colony, either by train, by road, or by foot. So this is the foot stage. So you can imagine in Siberia, the distances between the camps are really big. So it was really difficult journey for them. And from the second movement, we moved to the third movement, which is called thieves. Well, prisoners were often divided into the 2 groups. One of them were political prisoners, where they often were not really guilty. They were against the government, or doing the publications, books, writing music, which was not in the favor of communist style. So they were put into the camps. but the other half were just criminals with murderers, thieves, and so on. So to create this emotional unrest, they were put together in the same words, and that was really difficult to manage. Both and those political prisoners were really feeling unrest and emotional unstable with that fact. So yeah, so those two really graphic, as you said, graphic movements.
Yeah, it's a fascinating piece and it's very moving, really affecting. Then you finish your program on a much lighter note with works by Angelus and Piazzolla. I think many of our viewers will be familiar with Piazzolla. He's very famous and a fantastic resource for accordionists. Can you tell us a little bit about Angelus, who might be less familiar?
Yeah, Franck Angely is French composer, also accordion player, and fantastic teacher as well. Well, his compositions are really famous among the accordion players. And in this particular piece, you can hear amazing harmonies. It's built in the kind of variation form of adagio, molto allegro, and then lento. So we start really softly, we move this variation towards something explosive, and we come back really calmly at the end. So it's really popular work among the accordion players, but it's really beautiful and it's really calms the concert down after Vlasov. And then we move to Libertango, which is one of the most famous pieces of Astor Piazzolla. Well, it was composed in 1974 in Milan, and on the same time it was recorded there. It's described as a break from traditional tango to tango nuevo, which Astor Piazzolla established. So it's one of the most, as I said, one of the most popular pieces by him, but he has many more interesting works. As an accordion player, we often played this work because it's one of the best and one of the most played in concert halls. So many will recognize this.
Great. Thanks, Bartosz. Thanks for joining me. I hope you enjoy the concert. And I hope our viewers enjoy the concert. And don't forget to check out all the other concerts in the Blyth Centres series.
everyone, and welcome to today's concert. First of all, thank you so much for tuning in, and it's a pleasure to be here and perform for you. Although it's not with live audience, I can feel your attendance and that you are being there. Today I prepared for you a mixture of original pieces for accordion and transcriptions. I started with Scarlatti Sonata, and we followed to the original accordion composition by Václav Trojan, Destroyed Cathedral. That was Johann Sebastian Bach and his Prelude and Fugue in C minor. Now we're moving to the world premiere piece by Jerzy Mundrawski, accordionist and fantastic composer from Poland. It's three pieces by him, three short pieces. The first one is Polonaise, so it's traditional Polish dance in three. It's very majestic, I would say. You can hear examples of Polonaise in Chopin's music, for example. Or for this particular piece, the inspiration was composition for the movie Mr. Tadeusz, and it was written by fantastic composer Wojciech Killer. So the second movement of this piece is called Contemplation. As Jerzy described, he wrote it when when the first sign of the pandemic began in April, March last year, and that reflects that. And the third movement is called Finale, but it's also a reflection of the Polish dance obertas, fast and also in fast 3. That was the three pieces by Jerzy Mądrawski. We now move to something more contemporary, also written originally for accordion by Wiktor Vlasov. And I'm going to play two movements out of this suite. You're going to hear a stage, prisoners walking, and the thieves. I commissioned Magdalena Suszek-Bąk, a Polish artist, to come up with the animation for this work. So you're gonna watch some of it. If you want to watch full version, I invite you to the YouTube or Spotify for my album Genesis. This piece is really difficult, with the difficult subject. It's about Gulag Archipelago, which were prisons and labor camps in Soviet Russia. So Vlasov tried to put some of the suffering of the humans into the sound world. So to calm down a mood a bit after the Archipelago Gulu, I played Adagio from Oboe Concerto in D minor by Alessandro Marcello. He was an Italian nobleman, and I guess Bach must have heard, they lived at the same time. Bach might have heard him, his composition, and he transcribed it for the keyboard. So there is transcription for the keyboard, and accordion is semi-keyboard instrument, so it could work. The next piece I'm going to play for you is called Antérieur by Franck Angely, French composer and also accordion player. Beautiful vibration in 3 sections, so slow, fast, slow, with really nice harmony. Hope you enjoy.
That's how we come to the last piece of today's concert. It's famous Libertango by Astor Piazzolla. That composition was a breakdown from traditional tango. So Astor Piazzolla always wanted to be composer of classical music, although he worked as a bandoneon player and arranger for the Orchestra Tipica in Buenos Aires of Aníbal Troilo for many years. So he was really inside the tango world for since he was young. He went to a house of Arthur Rubinstein to play his compositions and out of the blue, and Arthur was welcome him and he put him in the right direction for the teacher. After that, he won the scholarship and he went to Paris to study with Nadia Boulanger, and she really encouraged him to drop classical composition and focus on the tango. And he developed his new style, Tango Nuevo, which Libertango is a beginning of this style. The tango which you can listen to in the concert hall, in the jazz club, rather than dance to. So it was really big deal. He was really hated at that time back in Argentina for doing that, but now he's one of the most respected composer and of this style, with many of new composers following him. So thank you so much again for tuning in and being with us for this concert. So a bit of tango, so now Libertango. And enjoy and thank you so much.